I'm alive. They forgot the A. Oh, you're live. You left out the A. I'm alive. What are you talking about? John Jack here. John Jack. Jack John. Jesus Christ trust. God bless you in the name Jesus Christ. Okay. Uh, well, another week. I want to thank you most of all, Jay and George, donating this week. Amazing that I could continue this work. Um, thanks for the interested parties for keeping this afloat, keeping the arc afloat. Thank you. Uh, I've been wondering about some things. Always what the truth is, so you can see it all around you. You know, and so I've always wondered about the clock. Because Judgment Day, the clock. It's like, oh, okay, that's there's got to be Judgment Day has got to be in a clock somewhere because what else is a clock but a countdown to Judgment Day, right? So it's like, what is that clock saying about 33? Like that's pretty much what you want to do, right? So here's whenever you're doing a mic check, right? What is the comment say? Test one, two, test one, two. What's one plus two, three? Test 33, test 33. That's what it say. Test one, two, test one, two, test 33. It's everywhere. You see, if you can't see it, literally, it absolutely everything. Like you can't see it. Okay, so what about the clock? Where's the 33 and o'clock? I looked at that thing for a while. And I was like, oh, I got it. So 24 hours, right, is the actual day clock. So when it goes to 12, that's a half clock, isn't it? Half a day. So 12, 12, 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2, 33. See? Testing, 1, 2. Anyone is anyone at the testing? Is this thing on? Is this thing on? I got 0 people in that room. 0. Testing, 1, 2. Crazy that this stuff doesn't go out. So that's 2 new ones. All right, Reagan. fill, fill, fill you in, Reagan. Uh, so that's test 1, 2, and that's a clock. Both saying the same thing. All right, Reagan. Happy to hear your good news. Uh, Glad you share it out there and everything. Hear me fine. Thank you very much for saying so. Uh, Everything's going well in your world, and I'm very happy to hear that. Congratulations to you and yours, and the more of yours. Yay! I really am very happy for you. I heard it a long time ago. Remember sitting in the elevator one day. I met somebody. I meet somebody in the elevator, and I just met her the first couple hours, whatever. And I'm hanging out with her and this other guy. I was like, he's quite a catch, and she's like, I'm not here for that. I was messing with the girl. I just heard way ahead of time. That's all. Doesn't and everybody's happy because of it. Yeah. So I'm very happy for y'all. Uh, okay. Another one. Another one. You're welcome. You're welcome. Uh, I used to listen to Grateful Dead when I was young, right? The Grateful Dead, we're going to die again. Thank you very much, God, for allowing us to continue this, play the same songs the whole time, every time, that never change, and we look good. We can have quite the following because we play their songs every lifetime. It's so funny. And so Grateful Dead, they got some songs that relate to this situation. One of them is I remember. Oh yeah, that song, "The Wheel." It's called "The Wheel." All right, is that Jay? Oh, I was just saying thanks to Jay and thanks to George for the donations this week. Keeping it going. Happy Sunday, Jamie and Baba. All right, praise Jesus Christ. Alan's in the house. The happy couple in the house, and I think my other photos check. And so, Jay and George, thanks for supporting this week. Thank you. And everybody else, thanks for supporting my be here and doing working for God. So anyway, There's a song by the Grateful Dead, you know, happy song, The Wheel. The wheel is turning and it can't slow down. Can't let go and you can't stand still. The thunder don't get you, then the lightning will. The wheel is turning and won't slow down. And it says, big wheel turned by the grace of God, small wheel turned by the firing rod. So, like a car, you know. So they know what's up, you know, the wheel. A wheel is circular. Time is not linear. It simply is not. It goes for a while in a straight line and then it's like head back around, boop, and restart. That's what that song is saying. You know, it's a somewhat of a catchy little tune for back in the day. Nothing special, but you know, they're always saying the same thing. Uh, I've said this before, but just in case for people, if I haven't said it to you directly, you know, Jesus says, the Bible says, take up the cross. And it's like everyone that you see in public that's, oh, I'm Christian, you know, whatever. They're preaching, they're talking about God, blah, 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 right? When they say, uh, well, oh man, I just lost something. Right, go ahead. Uh, oh, take up the cross. Sorry, but wash. I've been doing a bunch today already. Uh, when they say take up the cross, everyone who's preaching says that means you have to hold like a cross in your hand and you put it in front of you. Then you talk about the Bible. That's what 100% of people say. There's no one that doesn't say that. I've never heard anyone that doesn't say that's what taking up the cross means. Well, I mean, you're supposed to do what Jesus did, and Jesus didn't talk about a book. I mean, he just never talked about a book. He talked about God, but he never talked about a book. Right? Never talked about a book. Talked about a situation, talked about God, talked about stuff, but he never talked about a book. So a cross is a what is a cross? You know, until you know what it is, and it's a calendar and a scale, they really, you know, are just sort of out of the knowledge loop. You have no information that's useful. And so you're like, take up the cross means you tell everybody about this book. And it's like, no, that's not what it means. But so it's kind of, you know, troublesome for everyone because all these, you know, come around and grateful debtors, you know what I mean? Thanks for making me die again. And I get my same post back, right? Oh, okay, good, good. All right. They come back in and they, you know, they play the game and they're up and it's like, uh, you know, what does the cross mean if you don't know what it means? And literally no one knows what it means until God tells it to someone. Hey, you know, the fallen angel, they all know. There's so many people here in human skin with skin in the game that all know about the 64-year time loop. Once you find out about it, you start touting it and messing around with people and bumping into it. They're like, so, well, all right, whatever. So what? They're all like, yeah, that's it. So, I mean, how is that not the meaning of that? And so, if you look, second step, right? Oh, that's Judgment Day. Oh, that's what it means. It's a calendar. Okay, but then there's an event, right? Such as everything's TikTok up to that event, right? Oh, okay, whoa. And then, but it's the event itself, right? Like the cross is you know, it's signs and symbols, right? And so one side is debit, one side is credit, right? One side's debit, one side's credit. That's a counting symbol. And it's a symbol of scales, right? Weighing, oh, how'd you do? Oh, I didn't break even. And they're like, well, go this way, off you go to hell. Go this way, off you go to heaven. See you later. Sayonara. That's really what it means. And so they're like, oh, Judgment Day is coming Revelation, so I can talk about Revelations. I can quote that and stuff. I'm like, okay. Because here's what I say to Christians when I see them, you know, oh, you're preaching. Okay. I say, are you a prophet? That's what I said. Are you a prophet? And they like, no. I'm like, I am a prophet. I'm a prophet. I just from now on, I just kind of basically start that way because their book, the Bible, says what you're supposed to do. If someone says they're a prophet or Christ or something, it says, oh, you're supposed to look up what they done. How do it says look to their past deeds, and some of the saying that stuff. You got to see what they done. You can't just go by what they say. So prophethood, say same kind of reaction. Oh, if somebody says that, you have to go look at what they did, which is reasonable. I would consider that to be, how is that not true? Okay. And literally every single Christian I've run into preaching, and I talk with them, I talk with all of them, right? They all come to my beach, my drum circle. They all come to the number one beach, number one drum circle, thinking God did not post somebody there, you know. They're like, I'm like, hi, no, God posted me here. How you doing? And you're like, what? No, no. I'm like, no, no, I'm a Sam prophet. God posted me here. How you doing? I was like, and I kind of say, hey, do you want to know anything? And they're like, no. I was like, okay, well, let me tell you because I'm a prophet. And they're like, man, oh, like, well, see if you deny a prophet without looking into who they are. Well, uh, what's it then? What does a prophet, saints, Christ's job turn into? Is what I say to them all. Uh, what have you turned my job into? Each and every single one of you that refuses to follow the Bible, making every preacher a hypocrite. So I walk around, hey, I'm a prophet, I'm a saint, I'm Christ. They're like, well, no, your book says you're supposed to look into what I've done, and then that's how you know. And they're like, well, you're not. I was like, well, you didn't follow your book right there. So, what have you made my job? And what does every preacher make my job? Literally everyone I run into, because I start with that, and I'm like, you just deny me? Oh, okay. So then I say, so there are no prophets and saints, is what you're saying? In other words, you're not going to look into me. And so you're just saying you're not one. And so what you're saying is they don't happen. So you're denying all the prophets, all the saints, and Christ in the Bible. So, like, what's left of your book? Like, wait, you like your book, but then you're just denying the whole book. Okay. Okay. So you're still going to stand here and preach after I just did that, have that interaction. And you're still going to talk about your book. Okay. Well, you're going to hell. I'm just by your actions. You come out here and preach, I come over, brief test, nothing fast, nothing quick, and just notification you're going to hell. Just and why? Okay, see you later. Okay, bye. That's what taking up the cross is. It's not about just going out there because they're all baptized wrong, don't they? Every single one of them. Like dunk people in water. Give me a child. Let me dunk them. It's like what? That's the way they used to do it? No, it's in the Old Testament. Look, it's in the Bible. And I was like, yeah, that's true. But see, if you're a Christian, you don't follow the Bible, you follow Jesus Christ. He comes later in the Bible, and he's the one that says, oh, do this when you're around other people, wash their feet, right? That's what he does. That's what that guy does. So that's baptism. That's it. And so they all deny baptism the way Jesus did, and they all deny that saints, prophets, and Christ could exist in a human form. All of them. All of them. I just pow. Is it Sunday or Monday? According to the calendar, it's Sunday. I need it's Sunday. You get your Sunday and Monday thing mixed up by last weekend. We had a holy day. Let's have a day off for all the nobodies under Greystones. There's just grass and then dirt, and no tubes or nothing. Let's have a holiday. Okay, that'll make it seem like there are bodies under there. If we have a holiday every year, totally good idea. Okay, you're thinking about last weekend, I think, the nobody day. In memory of nothing. It's so funny. Uh, So yeah, it's Sunday. So that's really what picking up the cross means, and honestly, uh, I just I done it all through India. I did it all through the USA wherever I go here. All the people come to where I am in Florida. I do it there. But honestly, now that I've done it so many times and see the pattern in the behavior in a response to me, I see that really mainly, really two groups of humans here, none of which neither group basically that can be helped, and that's God's fault, as far as I see. So, yeah, we're playing this game for your soul. It ends on a certain day. Got to do everything right, and no one can hear that. So they don't hear it in two different ways. One, they already know, right? We know we're the Disney characters, this Disney World. We know, okay? We already know. Stop talking about it. Like, okay. Group one, right? They're here every time the carnies at the carnival. Okay. Group two. What? That's not wait, that's not science. That's not wait, that's group two. What? No. Oh, there's Shay. Who's Blatherfoot on that? Okay, Miss Jane. Okay. They know. We know. Is that right? That's right. We know. We know. They all know. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Jay, yes, and thanks for the support. I said Jay and George. I don't see George in here, but you two are supporting this week's show. I just want to say thank you for that because, man, I ain't had a new student for 2 weeks in the main academy and all the advertising spend still runs and everything. It's man, come summer, everybody's like, yeah, I'll take the money. I don't get anyone coming to the truth for the early part of the summer. It's like, ah. No, I don't want just give me the money. Yeah, so I wear. Okay, I'm with the devil. Okay, thanks for the money. All right, there's like 2, 3 weeks every year. The devil gets 100%. I get no money. Right? Thanks, Jay and George. I love you, Jay. Right, Jay. Uh, so let's see. Uh, here's another thing I wrote down to talk about this show. For we, is it oh, I gotta find this. This one. It says this is a really interesting quote that I looked at lately just to see how could I get a hold of this, right? So this is Ephesians 6:12. So 6 1 plus 2, 3, so 666. This is Ephesians 666, basically. 6:12. Okay, so it says for we, speaking of we, Jay, good point that you're pointing that out, right? For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of the world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. That is true. The we wrestle against them, but the humans, like, they don't anymore. They don't wrestle with them anymore. You see what I'm saying? They want to be wrestled with, and God stops them right before because wrestling implies touch, doesn't it? Wrestle, touch. They can't touch us anymore. Like, and they don't want us to know, so they sort of get slightly out of range. You know what I mean? Like a hair too far away, so it's all noticeable. You follow? Like you're like you see they're just a hair further away. Everyone is just a little bit further away when they're talking to you or something like that. It's like, oh, okay. Right? We, me 33, them, they wrestle against those things. They fight and fight and fight. But the humans, they don't do that really. We wrestle. We're not a group. We're individuals. We're one of the 7,000. We're one of the playing the game. That's not we. Well, you know, the we do things as a group, know things as a group, think things as a group, have no independent thought whatsoever. Impossible. So we, whatever it says, we, that's them. We the people. That's right, Dee Dee. That's it. That's my point of that quote. They do wrestle against that. And the government, yeah, but here let me get into this a minute, okay? Because it's like this has really made me wonder for more than I mean, honestly, more than a decade now. I've been really, really, really wondering about this. So that is, what's up with this whole deliverance thing? Seriously, like, how come this happens in churches where they're like talking to, oh, I'm talking to the devil. There's a preacher, something like that. They're fake. Them preachers are all fake. They're all on the other team and stuff like that. And there's a quote in the Bible where I don't know what it is right now. I couldn't look it up, but it's Jesus delivers someone from the devil, and someone says, "Hey, you probably are with them. Is why you could deliver a demon from there." He's like, "Well, that would mean say his kingdom is divided, you know, and then how can you rule a kingdom that's divided?" That's basically his response. You see, he didn't say no. He didn't say no. Do you see that? That character did not say, "No, that's not happening." You see? Work for the police. That's what I'm saying. Confessions. Thank you, Dee Dee. Yes. Now you, oh man, you're hearing exactly where I'm going here. It's a deep line, Jack. The magic decoder is they always use the Lord, right? The tell, right? No, you're hearing me. You there are some smart people here. It's just us, us a few of us individuals. So we're no, the Lord is saying, thank you. That's right. The one who knows, right? The God of this world. The one who, the manager, uh who's running the prison? The warden, the devil. That's I gotta feed them. I gotta handle all their desires. I gotta keep them going. I gotta put a bit, all this stuff. You're right. That's right. That's right. 100%. That's right. That's right. So, so we wrestle against. They wrestle against that. Like the police, like Didi was pointing out, you know, they wrestle against that. They all know everything. Like think about all the movies you see. Oh, I'm gonna be a bank robber. How would they not know you robbed a bank? They know everything about everyone. You see, they would catch you ahead of time. It's like that uh, movie. What was that called? Minority Report. Uh, where, oh, in the future, police will catch you before you do the crime. They'll know before you. Excuse me. They'll know before you're going to do a crime that you're going to do a crime. Well, how could you know that unless you're in a time loop? I mean, honestly, how? That's not easy. It's kind of interesting. They explain, oh, supercomputers just know what's gonna it's like, wait, no, these characters get played again and again, and that's when that event of, oh, you're gonna murder somebody. No, let's just step in and you don't murder them. That's what that's about. And they can just fake it and whatever. And it's our system, so we can just say this is gonna happen and do this and do whatever we do. Yeah, like Minority Report. They know what is coming up. They know everything, and they know what you're going to be asked to do. And then there's some almost no methodology to get out of a decision that God has already made. You decide. That's why I say blame God for everything. Like the minority, do you already know what I'm going to do ahead of time? Yeah, 100%. It's like, well, I'm going to do this. They're like, well, we knew you're going to do that. It's like the first time I sat down. Honestly, okay, I go to India the first time. It's just turns 2099, 2000 Y2K. I'm in Malaysia Air. I meet Sridhar like a year, less than a year prior, and he's like maybe a year prior. He's like, "Hey, I'm from India. Oh, I'm from America." He's like, "Where you come from?" I just moved here from New Mexico. He's, oh, I never been there. I was like, "Well, I never been to India." He's like, "How about you show me around New Mexico? I'll show you around India." Okay, deal. Yeah, no problem. So we do that. And so I go over there, Y2K. I'm going over there. First time. Uh, let's see what it say. I put a poster on the side of my van and parked it in front of a police station. Would best make them freak out. I want to have some fun. Well, if you want to have some fun, do the free home thing. I'm gonna get that course is going up soon. I can't tell you. I really. I don't want to give you all the details, but it's just ridiculous how long I have had that course made and ready to put up on the website, and how long I've been asking to have it done, and who gets sick and dies, and all this other stuff that happened before I could get that up on the website is crazy. So, if you want to mess with somebody with no, uh, absolutely zero blowback to you at all, I would do it on a free home thing because that has the most spiritual credit. Sure, you want to, obliterate, uh, your past deeds with some good credit in the future. That one has the most credit. In fact, like I said, that's the last way to anyone because is going to become a saint or a prophet. There's not going to be another way in the time loop. That's just not going to happen because they are doing this. Everything's done on purpose. They have a script. They're doing it. It seems like it's random. Nothing is random. They're like, let's make everything cost a lot more, including housing, until somebody does this free home thing. Like that's just their job is to put the pressure on this. I always know what's up. It's not like, oh, Jack don't know. Then a couple years later, it's like, well, okay, is you want some helicopter money because you got to do this. It's like there's helicopter money. That's a real thing. Yeah, like there's gonna be okay, and so that's what I'm trying to tell you. There's gonna be this big event and so how can you prepare for it? You see? How can you get this slate clean? How do I, how do I do that? I cannot advocate for it. I could do it myself, but it's not going to take any actions that produce any risk upon yourself, which I think is really important in this process. That it be, in fact, I told God, I'm not working for you. I'm not working for you. If any of my soldiers disciple anybody hears the truth from me, anybody goes down, you're not God. I'm not working for you. So just ahead of time, you say you want me to do blah blah blah, whatever you say. Okay, no problem. And I say my response is that means you're God. So that means those soldiers have to follow my team. In fact, that means they can't fall. Not one, not ever. Eternal life. You brought it up. You sold it. You sold it to me. So you're going to make good on that? Yes or no? Otherwise, God, I ain't working for you because you said it. So now stand behind your warranty. You see? Oh, yeah, no, I stand behind it. Okay. Oh, well, we're good to go. You see? It's got to be easy. It's got to be risk free. It's got to be shown that way. Yeah. No problem. It has to be shown that way. It has to be shown that way. Risk free. Like the two teams have to be like, well, you have to do everything we say. Go to jail. You could, well, we could kill you. We could steal everything you have. Yeah, on and on with the horrible. It's like listening to a drug with, hey, take this drug. It's totally gonna help with this thing. And the side effects. Well, what? I'm gonna what? That's what it's like, the we. Hey, you get your birth certificate, you can operate in commerce, and well, you could go to jail, and you have to go to school, you have to, but you can't have a bank account. It's like, uh, what? I don't think I want to be healed. Then, thank you. That's what it sounds like, right? One of the drug commercials on TV. What? We can totally purify your coughing in your lungs. All we have to do is kill the rest of your body, and that's it. It's like, what? How did you get this commercial on TV? So yeah, that's what we're talking about there. We wrestle against. Uh, no, it doesn't sound good. We wrestle against powers and principalities and stuff. a wrestle, and plus, when you wrestle, also wrestling is what? A game, a sport. It's not a real, conflict, is it? Wrestling is not a real conflict. It's like, "Hey, how you doing? Shake hands. Okay, let's go." It's not a real conflict, it's fake. It's fake. It's 100% fake. You see? By the way, don't jab. Take this yeah, right? But so wrestling is fake, right? So what are they saying? What does the Bible say? We is a bunch of pro wrestlers, right? That's what it's saying. Like Donald Trump, pro wrestler, right? Here's your script. Go out there. It's like, wait, I don't. You take this fucking chair and hit him over the head. I hit him over the head every week with the chair. It's like, exactly. So get out there and hit him over the head with the chair. It's like, fine. Hit him over the head with the chair. They don't, I'm just saying, pro wrestlers dress up in your tights. I go get it. You just follow the script. That's it. They wrestle against, we're out there in a pro wrestling match. That's what it seems like to me. You see, because anytime I deliver anybody, it's like, oh, it's sort of like there's no human in there. You know what I mean? Like it's just that is in there. You see. So if it were to come out of them, there'd be nothing left. There's just one of them in there. You see what I'm saying? That's what it seems like to me. And so that's what it seems like that whole quote of the Bible is like, well, would it say this kingdom be divided? If that were happening, how could a kingdom happen if it were divided? He makes he didn't say no. You see, he brought up a query, a question to, you know, work on yourself. Is you have to answer this riddle because how would it happen, right? How would it happen? Would it say his kingdom be divided? That doesn't make any sense. Of course I delivered it. What? You see? That he didn't say, of course I delivered. Yes, I delivered it. He didn't say that. You see, he said, but if I was working for the devil, would it, you know, that be a divided kingdom if one part is saying get out and another part saying get in? Isn't that a divided kingdom? And isn't well, that's a question he asked. You see, that's a question. That's why that's a query. You see, it's not an answer, it's a query. You see? And so that's a query we're supposed to be doing. In other words, he's saying, but wouldn't that do this? And so isn't that a question we're supposed to have? But oh, I see him deliver. But wait, isn't that a demon talking to a demon? Because wait, wouldn't that, this doesn't seem you see, that's a one obvious, legitimate, logical response to the situation. Is maybe you two invisible teamers are talking to each other. You see? Because otherwise, because every time I ever somebody come in front of me and got delivered in any way, they just went right over there and went, right back to their demon instantly, and I mean instantly, every single one of them. Like there was nothing else in there. Really, really. That's been my only experience myself of delivering anyone ever when some demon comes up is every single time they don't really leave them, and then they're just with a demon in them, and they're fine with that. You see, and they're fine with that. They didn't expect nothing else. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, okay, I'm prophet of Saint, I'm touched by God, blah blah blah. My programming, right? Watching all these videos and stuff is kind of like, well, maybe I should go out there and deliver people because that's what people do when they become, prophets, saints. At least that's what they say, and then that's what they do. Okay, let me get into that a little bit. But here's the thing: that wasn't my experience. You see, like my experience is, hey, you demons are just demons, and that's just that you're in a body, and that's just who you are. There's nothing else in there. That's just you. Yeah. It's no demon. There's no two man. There's just a body, and then there's a demon in there. That's you. Whoever you are, that's all you are. There's no, oh, now behind that veil there's a human or something. No, I don't see that. I don't see any. I don't see that. You see, so I think that's a misunderstanding of that part of the Bible is to think, oh, there's a human being put down by a demon and it's in there and it's beating you and stuff like that because that's what everyone says in every church. But is anyone getting free and being have Christ consciousness and know we're in a time loop and know everything I'm talking about? No one, no one, literally no one, no one, not no preacher, no prophet, no one delivered. Now I don't have a demon in me, I have God in me. No one, no one has talked about time limit. No one talks about, the bankers were slaves to the banker. No one talks about the real obvious, underbelly of this situation of this game. Literally, no preachers, no priests, no ministers, no sagurus, no enlightened beings in India. No, no one, no one. You follow no one. Uh, and so I agree with what Jesus said. Again, I agree with him. Well, wouldn't that make our kingdom divided if that were happening? It's like, yeah, you would think, unless it's a bunch of Disney characters, you know, and I'm just messing with some lowborn, some creepy little things. Why does it seem like it's Sodom and Gomorrah right now? I mean, it always has been. It's just why does it seem more like that that's what's happening right now? I just think that there were 64-year time loop and the pressure amps up near the end. That's the main thing, right? The Disney characters like you know, speed up the thing, right? Speed up the little dots through the player piano. Speed up the bass. Ding, 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 the player piano. You know, that's the way Westworld starts off, by the way. Player piano loop. Right? Cycle, the wheel is turning, it can't slow down. Can't go back and you can't stand still. If the thunder don't get you, then the lightning will. Right? Big wheel turned by the grace of God, small wheel turned by the fiery rod. That's what it is. They're always telling us the same thing. Every story. I mean, shoot, I figured out the time loop. I wrote that book, a couple years now. Couple years. Couple years now. And you've been taking this in. That's why I say rage anxiety. What's the name of this week's gathering title? Rage anxiety, right? We have anxiety about the judgment day, and that's the rage that we have, right? Also, free range humans, right? Our rage is that's just to the dome, and it's just till the end of the time. So we're having rage anxiety. We're in a cage, and I'm having rage anxiety. And rage is, of course, people think of it. Oh, that's how far it can go. But isn't a rage is like a ranch? Yeah, ho on the rage, where the deer and the humans play. Right? Have a little rage anxiety. Do you like being a livestock on a plantation, which is sort of a game, but sort of like livestock on a plantation? Do you have a little anxiety about that? Yeah, I do. Okay. That's why I named the show Rage Anxiety. George, all right, you made it. Hey, thanks for the support this week, George. I tuned up my instrument in the beginning and mentioned George but here you are. So thanks for making it happen this week, George. I really appreciate it. George and Jay done it. So let's read what George has to say. I suspect that all of us are not meant to be in bodies for more than 64 years, right? All the creatures here will start breaking down as everyone will yearn to return to the ether. That's true. And not just that, not just you're right, 100% agree. But so if we're breaking down and all this stuff's breaking, if you're saying, "Oh, we weren't meant to," individuals aren't meant to go that way, right? Just to that. But isn't that the rest of the systems too? And can't you see that in the systems? Exactly. Like the money system, it's like, wait, 34 trillion? It's like you have a we owe 34 trillion on the credit card. Yes. So what are you gonna do? Increase the credit card limit. It's like, okay, but so you're paying interest on that. Yeah. What rate? Oh, we can't tell you. Well, no, it's in the no, it's like we're up to like 7% we're paying. 4%, whatever. It's like you're paying 4% on $34 trillion. Uh-huh. Yeah. To who? It's like, well, the owner of the account we trust. Well, the trustee doesn't really own it, but really wrote his name down there and works for the devil. It's like, oh, I mean, just it doesn't take a math whiz to see what the interest, whatever, 5%, something like that on $34 trillion is. That's what's half of 3.4 trillion. That's 1.5 trillion per year, 5%. I'm not, what I did it in 1 second in my head. I'm just saying. That's 1.5 trillion a year. How much is our budget? They're like, who are you paying that to? And why does everything cost so much? Well, we're giving 1.5 trillion to somebody. We can't tell you who. It's like, what? That doesn't that's your story. Yes. It's always our story. And we use a lot of big words to explain why you shouldn't know that that's wrong. Haha. It's like we have talkers on TV and they will explain why this is totally reasonable. Okay, thank you. Yeah, no, exactly. 100%. Thank you, George, for saying that. The financial system is, one giant, you know, Adam's family. I'm going to go play some trains in the basement. I'm going to go play some financial system in the basement. Totally what it is. Leah. I wonder if it's Lee or Leah. Who knows? Let's go with Lee. Leah. Hey, all. Beautiful day to you. All the warfare has been off the chain, right? No, it's a joke. It's a joke out there, right? But it's not really warfare. It's more like wrestling. It's not even like wrestling. It's like watching wrestling. It's, really once you find out the real thing, it's like, I'm going to pray for you. Okay. It's like, wait, you're going to pray for me. Yeah, I'm gonna pray for you. So I'm praying for you before we get there. And they know it. It's like, oh, I better help. Oh, yeah, help. Adam's family, they are creepy. They're creepy and unique. The Adams creepily. Yeah, no, exactly. That's them. It's like, let's blow it up. We've been here so many times. Let's break some stuff. Breaking stuff is fun. Yeah, we can always buy a new house. Okay. Plus, we have an invisible hand in the ether. Clean it up. Oh no, George. The financial script is like how no one no one's gonna say anything. No one's gonna mention the elephant because that elephant looks like as big as I don't know. Is that elephant bigger than the Statue of Liberty? Looks way bigger. I would mention that, but you all don't want to say anything. Okay, that's true. Trade cash. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's what their whole system is. Yes. Oh my god, that Kamala Harris, her family pick is Anis, is it? Oh, I haven't seen that. And Creature House is like 8 foot Frankenstein. He's like, give him a bit part. We don't want him on stage that much. If he's on stage more than 1 minute, somebody is going to be like, where are the pitchforks and torches and pitchforks? Where the torches? Yeah. Oh, yeah, but we know whatever they are. That's right. George, what do you think of Jesus breaking the crosses on his return. I think it symbolizes the end of the 64-year time loop. No, it's the end of this time loop and the beginning of the next. I'm the alpha and omega. Yes. Oh, I'm gonna break it and then I'm gonna fix it. Click. It's like, okay, light switch time. Click. Muhammad states Jesus will descend among you, break crosses, and kill swine. Jesus put the demons in the swine and they kill themselves. This time. Yeah, no, no, that's what happens. Hey, this, you know, s- I mean, I don't, it's kind of, you know, a little bit like what is it? Anthropo, oh, I was trying to think of that word. Anthropomor, what the heck is that word? Anthro, anthropomorphism. Yeah, sorry, anthropomorphism. Anthropomorphism. Uh, you know, yeah. It's a really actually interesting point here. You see, uh, about the swine and everything. What is God? You know what I'm saying? Like this whole God gives us characters who, these are for your past or whatever, and they're coming, and this is gonna happen, and God is gonna do this, and this character, not. It's like, okay. I mean, it's a little. I don't know what to say about this. I don't. I want to choose my words carefully, but God is wearing a mask, right? Like God is wearing a character face. God is wearing a mask. Oh, I'm Jesus. I'm Muhammad. I'm these past characters. I'm the past. This happened in the past. God is a big costume wearer. A big character player, playing the devil, playing all these characters. I mean, what a character driven uh, situation we find ourselves in. Is character driven. Uh, why? That question you could apply to a lot of parts of this, right? Well, why would God be playing a character instead of playing God? You know, Jesus prays to God. Uh, Muhammad prays to God. I pray to God. Uh, pray to God. Yeah. You're not God? No. Uh, God realized? Yeah. Are you God? No. Are you part of God? Yeah. So are you God? I'm as much God as you are. That's the kind of stuff they say, right? So they have the veils removed, and so they didn't change other than their knowledge and their experience changed. Now you're experiencing reality. You're experiencing God is the only reality. You're experiencing reality. Oh, okay. Uh, so what's God? You know what I mean? Like, why does God have to play these character roles? To say Jesus is coming as it's like, well, why doesn't just God come? Why do and I mean, obviously we're in a bubble in the ocean, and the bubble doesn't control the ocean, does it? Like the ocean controls the bubble. Okay, is that illogical? Are you with me? You see a bubble on the ocean, you don't think that's who's running the ocean. No, you think that bubble is going to be run by that ocean. Yes. Yes. Okay. So if the ocean is so vast and big that it apparently doesn't have boundaries, and we find ourselves in a bubble in the ocean, and we're not even in the bubble, we're in the bubble in the ocean. We're not even as big as the bubble, we're just in the bubble in the ocean. Uh, aren't those things that are larger than us and doing more than us? Aren't they? Isn't that limitless ocean really sort of in charge of the bubble and in charge of what's in the bubble? And you know, is our God, some watery what? Like, try and pick up some water. Hey, God, let me give you wait a second. I'm just like moist. Wait. Really think about that. Like, why do we need a interaction to make it? Oh, God is in our image. God made man in His image. Okay, an image is just. I'm going to draw something up here that probably is going to work out for everybody a lot better than, hey, drop an ocean. Like, uh, it's a little unusual that God just be like, hey, I'm God. Hey, how you doing, God? Like, why does a God come on this? This is what we're wrestling against is reality, the reality of this deep, appearing deep firmament, which is just not, it's just a prison cage. And same with all the stuff around us, is just verisimilitude, it's just the stuff. And like, including this whole who's God, who's God? It's like somebody becomes God and realizes it's like everyone. It's like, but they don't know it. Does that help? Then who's coming to sort this out? God's coming. As who? Jesus. No, well, some say he's coming, why doesn't God just come? Everybody's praying to God. Why don't you show up, God? Uh, it's kind of a unusual situation there that God is character driven and likes his time loop and has made the script and everything. And Mayor Mama says, "Perfect masters see life as a game." I see it as a game. It is a game. It's not. I see it for what it is. Oh, their mama said when he was Jesus Christ, they mocked him. Or- Okay, that's why he told the Muslims he was only probably. Oh, said he was used. They would have murdered him. That's right. If that's what he said. When my mama came as Muhammad, if he said, "Hey, if I told them I was more than a prophet, they would have killed me." Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, that's right. They certainly would have killed me. Oh my God. Whew. Jay, but apology to you. We have not met in the classroom. Be a couple. Oh, believe I have something that might help you. Good. Okay, they work it out. Some info. That's good. All right. So, speaking of resets, has anyone seen some video in China? Which obviously reset recently. It didn't restart. China did not start in 1969. Obviously, up until a more recent time, China was like North Korea. North Korea just doesn't exist. It has a few bit characters. They pull out their first video, then they have some backdrop in the ether. It's totally not even very three dimensional. It's very two dimensional. It's like, you know, China obviously didn't exist, just did not exist at all, and now it does. And everything in China is basically new. And America, Europe, and everywhere else just doesn't have a prayer or a chance against them in any way financially. Nothing. Everything they don't owe nothing, and everything they have is brand new. You're like, hi, we have everything brand new, and we have control of the ether here, and everything spits out of it. And the West is like, oh. But it's a script, China's here to pummel us economically and everything because what we just started. Hi, you know, uh, Satan and the elves, right? The evils. It's like what? North Pole's open now. Come on by. George, the latest North Korea script is super. North Korea says we're trash. No, it's funny. I mean, it's just so stupid, isn't it, George? But that's China's stepping on stage. It's like, oh, nobody can come here. What? No, no, no. We're closed. What? No, we have the largest population on Earth. We have no problem feeding ourselves. We're a communist country, and we're closed. What? You d So all of the countries have to trade and everything, and we don't have, you know, bananas here because we're a cold country, and so we trade for 'em, but you have everything. We're close. Move along, sir. It's like, "No, I have a couple questions." "Okay, if you have another question, we're gonna kill you. We're gonna put you in jail in China," which doesn't even exist. It's like, "Okay, I'm leaving." Okay. It's just China's script is like, "We're gonna show up late, and we're gonna own the earth, and by the way, we made 100 car companies this year, and each one has 12 new models, and we did it this year, and, well, we can't say we got them for free, so let's say we're gonna try to do a couple thousand, okay?" It's like, "What? So we're all out of business? All the car companies are out of business?" "Yeah. What?" It's just you made 100 car companies this year and 12 models for each car company. Yeah. Okay, that's too many. That doesn't where's the math thing? You gave yourselves away. What are you talking about? Anyway, you see, it's just pathetic. Oh, they're ghost cities, brand new cities, streets all done, street lights all done, sewers all done, water pumping everywhere, electricity pumping everywhere, high rises down the street, down the mega city for blocks in every direction, everywhere is city. Who lives here? Well, no one yet. God just put the thing here. We haven't even come over here yet. We can't stand in a city when God pops it in the ether. You fucking turn into a brick, man. Come on. Can't be there. You have to come later. Oh, okay. Thanks, China. Oh my god, the video of that place I watch it once in a while because it's so hilarious. Everyone from the West is like, "This is not at all true what I heard about China. This place is all brand new. Everything's great." They don't have any parks or anything. It's just like People's Park of China where we did everything. It's some script, and then every other place in China is a store where you can buy something. It's so funny. And they're all new, and all our products are new, and everything you're walking on is new, and everything you're driving in is new, and everything you're looking at in every video is all new. We don't have any old stuff. Uh, but China is, by the way, the most ancient country that exists, probably. What? It's so dumb. The whole script is hilarious. Oh, and a huge wall. You can't come in. Togo India's fight like every border with China is like you can't the most militarized zone on earth is trying to get to China. And China sells us everything, but nobody talks to any Chinese or can't talk Chinese. No one in America speaks Chinese. No one. But somehow we're able to completely do business with them all the time, and it's all fine. Eh, Who's mental here? You all are. That's a weak script. Can we give a script a little punch up? It's silly. It's pathetic. It's like, how did the kindergartners? I mean, kindergartners, first graders ask obvious questions like, "Oh, that's just the way it is." It's like, what? That's when I quit listening when I was young. Honestly, every class you have a real question, I'd be like, "Well, that's because it's just the way it is." It's like, wow, well, child, and I'm smarter than you already? That is bad news because I got a lot of years of school left. I'm already way smarter than all the adults in the whole building. Great. This is going to be great because you're taller than me. You can force me to be in this room. This sucks. Deal with stupid people in a building all day. Uh, speak great English. Oh. Let's see. Oh, God, I'm glad I wrote that down. Okay, see if I don't have anything else here. Yeah, I think this is, yeah, I think this is the last one I got here. Okay. Uh, Westworld, we brought that up earlier. Uh, a great, I think that's a great series. And whenever one of the, you know, programmed background human thingies in the background is asked about something that isn't on the script, you know, like in the beginning of the thing, they had a photo that someone found in a field while they're plowing the field. It was a photo of a couple of people. And they're supposed to be in the 1880s or some junk like that. How would you have a color photo from a Polaroid? Like, it doesn't, you know, it's like, and so when presented with, in other words, just sitting there in front of them and sitting in front of them, they have two reactions. One is basically everyone has this reaction, and they say a pre-planned sentence, and it's programmed into them. As they say, "That doesn't look like anything to me." That's what they say. You show 'em that photo, and that's what the character says. It doesn't look like anything to me. But her father, right, the character of her father, he's like, I found this in the field last night. And he's been sitting on a in a rocket chair on the porch since the night before, sit looking at this thing like he hasn't moved, you know? And she's like, Have you been out here all night? And he's like, Yeah, I can't figure out what is this thing, you know, shows a photo to her. And she says, Doesn't look like anything to me. He's like, what is this thing? You see to say, what is it? And he starts to freak out and break down basically. And they try and basically repatriate him, like put him back in the shop, you know what I'm saying? And put him out again. But eventually, what happens is they download everything into this guy, everything into this character that finds he can't he's sitting in that chair and he can't move. So he can no longer function and operate. And he gets taken back in, but eventually down the line, many, episodes later, all knowledge, all is dumped into him, all of it, and it's hidden there. And he starts to have, side effects from that, from having all the knowledge inside of him. Has health side effects and difficulty speaking and stuff like that. But eventually, that download is all the knowledge, and that's the knowledge the daughter gets at the end. And when she has that knowledge, they can win the game, the war at the end. And so, you know, who's that character, right? God dumped everything in my brain, everything in here. I'm like, how do I know there's a freaking time loop, and everything matches the reality, and no one said it yet? Ouch, this is gonna suck. It's gonna be fun and difficult. Doesn't look like anything to me. You see, but once you see through the verisimilitude, you see through the pattern, and you see what for what it is just a made up thing. There's no way to unsee it. You're just and like the father in that thing, he's just sitting on his porch chair looking out at everything's fake, and this whole reality, my life, everything's fake. Just sitting there like it's all fake. And so eventually, that brings us to the conclusion: what's real? You see, so that's how you get to it. Seeing that everything is fake brings you to what's real. Uh, I mean, come on. Church around here, definitely minimum $1 million. A decent church, 2 million. $2 million. Okay. With a house. Like, so someone could be there like an actual minister. That's like $2 million in my area. I get it's not everywhere else, but I looked it up. And so uh, let's say you had a mortgage on $2 million place. Let's say that's 20,000 a month. Okay. And that's just your mortgage. And so then there's electric, then there's keeping the place up, and then there's, getting the word out and stuff like that. So let's say your basic expenses. And that's, you know, how do you pay whoever's there to do whatever, be a minister, like keep the church running, and they got to eat and blah, 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 blah. So let's say minimum 25, add all the stuff you got to do, you're up to 30,000 a month. Easy. That's no repairs on the building and everything. That's just living there, you know? That's minimal. Like 25 minimum. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But just saying, you know? Uh, let's say it's a minister with children or something. I think you're at 30 for sure. A month. $30,000 a month in expenses. Easy. How does that money appear for any church with a place? I Come on. Now, come on. You have to examine it. This is not possible that no one's that charismatic. No one. No one is that charismatic. No way. Who? Who? Who is? Like, let's say, like, what are they? Some of them characters. Oh, shoot. P. Diddy. He ain't got a church, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he can draw a crowd, but no, who's your favorite priest? Where's your favorite, like, what's your biggest church draw? Like, honestly, because if you look at it logically, you look at it from my standpoint, you're like, okay, so how do you run a church? Like, how do you, God touches me, I have all the truth, and no one else is delivering it in any single church. Great. So should I get to this? Oh, okay. Well, how much is a church credit? And they're like, well, how do they pay for that shit? What? How does people, a priest, no way, people are paying 30 grand a month for the basic stuff like utilities, the mortgage, to the super basics. Come on. Where's this money coming from? For all these churches and everything. This is fake. This is a backdrop. This can't be happening in a single church. Could honestly be happening. None of them. What? Where? Show me one. Come on. How? How? Oh, so you get touched by God, and Jesus didn't have no church, obviously. It's get touched by God, and you get, kill him, get him, like that's not. Think about it. Now, I'm not trying to put any pressure on nobody or anything like, oh, we need a church or anything. No, no. My point is, see past it. Like, wait a second, how could churches exist and get paid and pay bills? And how? What? Maybe there's a few pulling down some dough or something like that. I don't know, but I don't know. What? How? Jay, I found a few years back a Catholic church for sale in Canada next to a river, like $1 in Canada. Exactly. So, what is the Church of Our Lady of the Rosary, which is looking at Windsor? It's 2012. Yeah, no, that's my thank you, Jay. Jay's looking for an affordable church. He's like, well, you can move 7,000 miles into Canada, and one day a year it's above freezing. And we do have a church there for $1. It's like, well, how about something a little warmer? It's like, we can't afford that. It's Can't you see through this whole thing? Come on, like every time you pick up any knowledge that we're given, oh, hey, this is what's happening. It's like, wait, what did you just say? What's happening? Churches are real and people, what? Come on. That's stupid. The Catholic Church is the most wealthy organization on earth because what? Because what? Because of what? Because what? Because they do what? I don't know what. Wait, what? Because they do what? How do they pull in all this loot? I don't what? I don't. You wonderful people donate and make it so I can tell the truth. But the rest of the human population, they don't want it. Like obviously, none of them. No one in any churches anywhere wants the actual truth. I went all over India, been in America. They don't want it. You see, humans don't want the truth. They don't want it. Very few of them speaking to them. They have billions in insurance policy. Show me the money. I don't see. I don't buy that. No, this is a script where they're just running thinking they're not actually human and they're angels running this game that we're playing for a soul. That's what's happening because nothing else makes logical sense at all. They have billions in insurance policies on who? From what insurance company? What are you talking about? An insurance policy, what? They get paid, so some insurance companies losing money so they can have million. That doesn't work out. The math doesn't work out on that either. Insurance companies make money, they don't lose money, they don't give it all to the Catholic Church. No, every script is just really so weak. It's like, how do you have all these cities and these buildings and all this? They're given them. You see, the script is played out. They're looked over. God pays them. They're all paid out. They're all Disney characters get a paycheck and whatever. They're playing their character role. They don't work other than their Truman Show part. That's all. That's what they're doing. Okay, that's our journey for the week. The journey that this place, right? This place is a nothing, and God is everything. God is real. This is all just a big fake game where you can't even read a rule book. You really can't. You really have to test it as or see who's been testing it. Is like who's good at who what's going on. So yeah, that's why that free home idea, finding out the actual information so they can get them off our back is the number one way. But anyway, what a week, huh? Next week, I will be back Sunday at noon. Thanks for being here, everyone. Uh, Jay, you've heard that nurses get a bonus when a baby is signed for the birth certificate. Could be. George, thanks, Sean. God bless you. God bless you, George. And Jay, thanks for making this week happen. Yes, in the name of Jesus Christ, Spirit Papa. And really, God, listen, if you're listening, I see through your game. Thanks to you, God. Help us out. I just, God, help us. Like, help us. That's all I'm asking for. Help us. You see, God help us. This is ridiculously difficult, this game you made. Absurdly detailed and difficult. And my ego says, hey, God, help. Help. Help you. Help me. Help us all. Please, God. Okay. Everyone, have a wonderful week. Thanks for the support. Uh, I'm hoping to have some courses up. Look from this week, but I'm having, man, the most difficult. I can't even describe it. The difficulties are up. So prayers. Yeah, prayers would be helpful. Thank you, everyone. Uh, God help us all. Uh, love Jack. Yeah. Jay Baba. Thank you all. And God watch over each and every one of you. You're doing God's work and God, you need God's help. Quantum Akashic Soul. When I applied to the property appraiser for property tax, the agent kept sending the same email again and again. In the classroom at Liberty Academy. Come on. Yeah, that is a funny glitch. There's so many glitches that occur when you get up and your hand is on the dome and you're like, what, I'm leaning on the dome? You're like, hey, I got a few questions. Like, what about? Well, this dome here, how about that? No. Now you get to the edge of thing and you can see it starts glitching, which lets you know, hey, this whole thing is a big glitch. So yes, that does happen. Quantum Akashic record soul. Everything is pre-written, predetermined. Your name says so. That's right. Okay, God help us all, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for the support, everyone. And God help you and support you. I watch over you until we meet again. See you Sunday at noon, everyone.